today I'm back at my lockup. I've made a little bit of a rookie mistake. Have a look at this. So this is my kitchen, this is my cooktop. Now the mistake I've made, there's not really a lot of room to prepare any food. So I made a little lift up table. Brilliant, right? You'd think. The only trouble is, all my switches are down here, underneath the table. And when I drive, the table rattles around and switches everything on. So today, I'll need to move my switches from there and put them there. Hopefully. So here's what I've done. I've cut this piece of timber. This was an off-cut, by the way. So that fits in there nicely. That fits in there nice. I've left it longer than I need to. And originally I put this up against the back of here. Now I've removed all the switches and just drew round it. But then I realised that that is going to take up a lot of my door. I'm going to have to cut a lot of the door off and it takes up a lot of space. So I thought I want to try and bunch this up as close as I can. So I used this as a template on there. Got it up nice and high, higher up than the original. Originally it would have been down here. So I've moved that up a little bit. And now to make sure I get this in the right place, the square bit, I'm simply going to put this against there, get a couple of these, poke them through the hole, like that. There you go. And now draw this out with my trusty pencil I should say, like that. And I'll know now that is going to be exactly in the right place. That should work, shouldn't it? Right, so all I've got to do now is cut that square out. Let's see how low down it sits. Still pretty low. I'm still going to have to cut a lot of this door off, unfortunately. That's pretty close. I'll hold it like this. There you go, so it's pretty close. I think that's about it. Right, unfortunately. So now I need to cut that square out. And then find a way of fixing that in there and then cut my door off to suit. So here's my new switch panel. So now all I've got to do is affix this here. Obviously I'm going to have to paint it, put my switches in, cut the door down, and then my door will be here. My switches will be there. It's all good. Brilliant. And I've said this before, the nice thing about building this style of camper is that you can do this sort of stuff without any drama and very little expense. You can move stuff around, chop stuff up, relatively easy. But if I'd built this out of furniture board, you know, the compressed chipboard laminated stuff, then you could not do this with chipboard. But with this sort of stuff, bits of plywood, bits of cladding, you can chop it, change it around, do what you like with it. And that's why I like this style of caravan. Campervan. That's why I like this style of campervan. It's just so easy to chop things around. There you go. It may not look as nice, but it's certainly a lot easier to work with. So now all I need to do is go through my firewood and find a couple of offcuts to screw down each side here so I can screw this to them. See how simple it is? Now to make sure the door lines up and everything with this, I'm simply going to put this against the door before I take the door off, like that. Line it up in there like that. That's it. And then mark the door. Now I know if I cut just a little tad the other side of that line, my door is going to line up perfectly with my switch panel. Simple. Just goes to show how easy it is to do this sort of work with this sort of timber. battery's gone flat. It's not a problem. I've got my POWEROAK charging up my spare. There we go. I'm loving my POWEROAK. Let's put this one on so when that one goes flat, this one will be charged up. There you go. If you're working off grid like I am, you need a POWEROAK. Trust me. Link in the description. Perfect. And that is about as precise as it gets. There you go. So there's my pilot holes drilled. What I've got to do is find some screws and then get some paint out. Right, now I need to find some paint. Oh, got to cut the door down first. Right, let's get rid of these. We'll have to reposition the hinges. Not a problem. So simple. Well, there really is nothing worse than sitting and watching paint dry, so I painted the panel and then went for a walk, but by the time I come back it was too dark to finish off my wiring. So this left me with a problem, a camper van with no lights. But luckily, and this isn't a sales pitch by the way, my POWEROAK has got a light on it, thank goodness. So I didn't have to sit here in the dark. And I watched a bit of TV, and now is obviously the next day. I finished off wiring it up. I didn't film it because it was absolutely chucking it down with rain this morning. It's still a bit overcast now, but yeah, I had to have the door shut and it was really dark in here. But nevertheless, I've managed to get all the wiring. I've got it all put back together, and I'm pleased to say my lights work again. I think that one's for my fan. I've got to put stickers on here because I can't remember which ones do. What? That's me water. Yep, that's working. That one's a spare, and that's for my gas alarm. And that powers my USB sockets and my 12-volt socket as well. Yeah, look at that. 14.8 volts my solar power's generating. Well, it was. Even on a cloudy day. Not bad, eh? Right, so there is something I realised. I didn't really think about this either. Turn my POWEROAK off. My POWEROAK now fits. Alright, this is where it lives now. It lives down here. So my POWEROAK goes down in here. Let's just turn it off. And I was kind of hoping that I could charge this by using this socket. And that's all very well and good. It fits nice. But the minute I try and put my POWEROAK away in my cupboard, the lead isn't quite long enough. So yeah, it's the only downside with these is the lead isn't quite long enough, which is a shame. Or maybe I should have put these sockets at the bottom and had this at the top. Then that way my lead probably would have reached a little bit. Yeah, a bit of a forethought would have been good. But nevertheless, that's where that goes now, in there. And that stays in there permanently, plugged in to my grill up the top. Switch it on, I'll give you a demonstration. So now with that sat in my cupboard down there, my piezo ignition works on my grill. So that's where that's staying. That's his home. It's just a shame this lead isn't quite long enough so I can charge it up. Yeah, it's a real pity that. Never mind. Maybe I'll swap this around if I get bored one day and I'll move these switches down below. The other thing I've done this morning as well was to cover up the holes that were left in the side, and to do that I simply just cover them up with a bit of woodlet. So that's it, that's all it looks like. There you go. So that's it, that's pretty much it. Now there's something that's really interesting. One of my older videos, a bed video I made a video about a pull-out bed, and yes, people are starting to watch it a lot now for some strange reason. So yeah, check out this video of me building a slide-out bed. If you're building a camper, you may find it interesting. I'll put a link right there for it. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe by hitting that link right there. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now. Chipboard, compressed stuff, furniture board, that's it.